Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is October the 2nd, 2019. Strong freaking hand. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Unconfiscatable. Conviction. All right. You get a new show here every day. Hello, my elite friends. I see you guys jumping into the live chat right now. Remember, for those of you that are awake at this very late hour in the United States of America, you can ask questions if you type in Bitcoin Meister. I've got time to do some Q&A today. Now, of course, check out the archives, disruptmeister.com. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TECHBALT. I'm getting back into the swing of things slowly, catching up. I've been traveling. It's been a holiday, et cetera, et cetera. Got a lot of other stuff to do this week. The entire time I'm in Baltimore is filled with family and religious stuff. So, yeah, who knows what's going on here. I want to say on Friday, though, This Week in Bitcoin will be on as usual. It will be after 2 p.m. Definitely after 2 p.m. Bitcoin Tina, you guys love him. He will be one of the guests, maybe the only guest, who knows, but he will be on the show. And that will be Friday, This Week in Bitcoin. Caitlin Long was last Friday. Check that out. Check out Saturday's Beyond Bitcoin show and check out yesterday's show. It's linked to below. We were talking about one Bitcoin equaling one Tesla. Yeah, I try to make it easy for you people who can't grasp the future, who can't get you need to have a physical reminder of what that one Bitcoin is going to be worth. Because a lot of you are just like, oh, it's $8,000 now. I got to sell it. Need that $8,000 now. Think about the future. All right, so speaking about the future, Coinbase. Is that the future, dudes? Is that the I hope that's not your future. I hope that's not where you're storing your Bitcoin, because we're going to talk about Trezor in a second too, as you can store it there. And you should store it at a Trezor instead of letting someone else control your private key. But Coinbase is enticing the 80%ers to turn their precious Bitcoin into something called a stable coin called the USD coin, the US dollar coin. Okay, I've heard of the thing before. I've heard of USD coin before. I got this email from Coinbase because I've used them in the past. And it explains the glory of the US dollar coin. And there's a button in the email that says start earning. So some people they're gonna want to start earning. They're gonna think, ooh, well, what is this? I'm gonna read you the email. Introducing 1.25% APY rewards on USD coin. Starting today, eligible US customers will earn rewards for every USD coin held on Coinbase. So, okay, some of you freaks out there are gonna be like, oh, better turn my Bitcoin into this stablecoin altcoin so I can get 1.25% return. They'll keep giving me 1.25% on my, what is this thing, USD coin. So you own 10 USD coin, or you own 100 USD coin, God forbid, and after a year you'll get an extra 1.25 US dollar coin. Oh wow. But people aren't going to think of it that way. They're just going to be like, ooh, interest. I don't need to hold Bitcoin. I'll just keep it in USD coin and I can get interest. Such noise, such a distraction. Pound that like button if you're not going to get tempted by this ridiculousness. Is that a word? But your balance, and with a 1.25% APY, this is them, your balance may grow faster than a traditional savings account. That traditional savings account is horrible today. Why? Bitcoin is the new savings account. Pound that like button. Not USD coin, not Bank of America or Wells Fargo. No, Bitcoin is. But you're being distracted by Coinbase. And Coinbase is going to win because they're going to do well because of this. Because people aren't going to think this out. grow faster than a traditional savings account. $1 minimum is, it only takes $1 in USD coin to get started. No new accounts. And some people are going to be like, well, I shouldn't be playing with Tether. Better play with USD coin instead. And this is how they get customers to trade on their platform instead of trading at Binance and whatever. But again, this is their personal business. Let the stable coins compete against each other. Compete, don't complain. I'm just saying Bitcoin is my stable coin. It should be your stable coin also. And you shouldn't switch from Bitcoin to this just because they're going to give you 1.25% more of whatever this is over a year. Now, and of course, they're going to compare it to a traditional savings account, because a traditional savings account is freaking garbage now. It's basically a negative rate with if their fees and whatnot. And here they have to say $1 in USD to get no new accounts, no extra fees. Just convert $1 or more of cash to USDC and start earning. Stay in control because US dollar coin is crypto. You're always in control of your funds. No, not when you don't control your private key. This is a centralized coin they control, but they can say what they want to say, I guess. Withdraw any amount at any time, sure, or convert into another crypto as you see fit. Stable value. One USD coin is always worth $1, so you don't have to worry about market volatility. See our support center and our USDC rewards terms to learn more. USDC is not legal tender. USDC is a digital currency, and Coinbase has no right to use any USDC you hold on Coinbase. Coinbase is not a depository institution, and your USDC is not a deposit account. I'm reading you the fine print now, obviously. Savings, checking, or otherwise. Your USDC wallet is not insured by the FDIC or the Securities Investor Program Corporation, ISPC. All right. So why the heck can Coinbase do this, but Facebook can't have Libra? I mean, think about this. Very arbitrary, quite arbitrary. Now, I know they're not the same thing, but this, and I let Coinbase do this. Let them give interest on USDC. But they're saying they're not a bank. They are a bank, really, when they're doing something like this. But since they say they're not a bank, since they say it's not FDIC, they get away with it. They're friends with the government. They follow the regulation. Facebook is not on good terms with the government. So they have to jump through hoops to just get their stable coin introduced. So Coinbase gets to pump up this stable coin, gets to give interest in this stable coin. Facebook can't even create their own stable coin. There you go. But the bigger lesson in all this is that don't be tempted, you Coinbase buyers. Don't. If you've got extra cash that you thought you were going to turn into a cryptocurrency, then turn it into Bitcoin and get that Bitcoin off of Coinbase. You get interest on your Bitcoin by holding it on your Trezor and claiming the crypto dividends, the airdrops, which are airdrops and forks. So, and learn how to do that. We've talked, this is the insider information you get right here, only here. Pound that like button for your home for Bitcoin insider information. Let me see if we got some, we got West Coasters in the house, I see. All right, no questions, no questions. Good. If you got questions, type in Bitcoin Meister. And someone says, imagining the tax reporting issues. I don't know if you're talking about this stable coin, but there won't be any tax reporting issues. They will send you everything you need to send. They will report to the government that you got interest on this, okay? They'll do it all for you. So you will be able, nothing is hidden. This is a KYC coin. This is a total KYC coin. And if all of a sudden they don't like you anymore, they can turn it off, and there goes your 1.25% interest. But I don't think their tax reporting issues, that they'll make it, Coinbase will make it real easy for you. You're playing in their little realm here when you get into their stable coin. So, but don't take that as a reason to get into their stable coin instead of Bitcoin. Yes. Yeah. Well, first of all, if you've got Bitcoin and you're selling Bitcoin on Coinbase, they make it pretty easy. they report everything to the IRS. So you got to follow. If you're playing with Coinbase, you're in the IRS realm. Okay. Moving on. Bitcoin over art, I say. The great Bitcoin Tina, who will be on the show on Friday. Why do they say art goes up in price after the artist is dead? Simple. No more art can be produced by the artist. Provable scarcity. Bitcoin is better. Very good way to compare fine art by a dead person to Bitcoin. Because indeed, the greatest artist, once they leave this physical realm, there's going to be no more, okay? And thus, it's scarce. Thus, it goes up in value. Bitcoin, we already know there's not going to be more than 21 million of it, okay? Just like when an artist dies, we already know there's not going to be 50 of his paintings, more than 50 of his paintings. But I would agree that Bitcoin is better because Bitcoin is a truth machine, okay? Is the security truth machine. That's an underlying value right there and something that it provides. Fine art is in the eye of the beholder, but it is treasured by many, the great artist at least. But again, that's subjective right there. What's a great art? What's great art? But the scarcity comparison, the provable scarcity. There you go. I like that. Let me check before we talk about Trezor's new firmware. I'm going to check something here. Well, the chat. I've got two different chat windows open and they look different. It's kind of funny. Oh yeah, YouTube. Oh, let me just show you this Bitcoin to the Moon shirt. I'll be in Australia with Bitcoin to the Moon very soon. I'll land in Sydney on the 17th. I'll be in Sydney, Australia from October 17th to the 24th, and then Adelaide for the next month or so. And I've never been to Adelaide before, but I'm really looking forward to Sydney also to hang out with Haas and the crew, Adriana. All right. Moving on. Product update from Trezor. New Bitcoin-only firmware now available. Now, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Now it's available. This month's firmware update brings a brand new and highly requested feature to both the Model T and the Trezor One Bitcoin-only firmware. I linked to a link that discusses this below. You can still store both altcoins. This is a question a lot of you had. You can still store both altcoins and Bitcoins on your Trezor. But when you install the Bitcoin-only firmware, and you don't have to do this, when you install the Bitcoin-only firmware, you won't be able to see or access your altcoins from your Trezor wallet. Not to worry, though. Your coins are still completely safe. You'll have to switch back to the regular firmware if you want to access any altcoins. Well, this is a nice way. If you can't control yourself, if you're a little weak in terms of the self-control, you won't FOMO on altcoins if you if you download this firmware, because you won't be able to store any new altcoins. Now, if you already have altcoins, you won't be able to get to your old altcoins and trade them in for Bitcoin either. So this is for a person who sort of values their wealth in altcoins and thinks they're going to sell it for Bitcoin, which they should do. They won't be able to. This will prevent them. But it's more so for the Bitcoiner who doesn't want to see anything dealing with altcoins when he logs into his Trezor to check how many precious Bitcoin that he has. Obviously, he's not logging into his Trezor to sell his Bitcoin. I would hope not, because you know what? I'm offended by selling. Pound that like button. And now we're going to talk about being offended by selling or offended by spending. This is Miguel Cuneta, excuse me. Someone accepting some crypto for some kind of retail transaction is absolutely meaningless and does not equate to adoption. It's a gimmick. Bitcoin was not invented to compete with Starbucks prepaid cards. I agree with that one. It's competing with central banks and state monetary policies. Yes, it is the newfangled savings account for the 2020s and beyond. It isn't there to compete with Starbucks prepaid cards. Now, yes, it is gimmicky for people to accept Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, or whatever you want to say, for payments at their business, if they're just going to turn it into fiat. Now, if these people want Bitcoin at their business because they value their wealth in Bitcoin and they're trying to acquire more Bitcoin, then that's cool. It's not a gimmick. But there are not that many people trying to do that out there. A lot of people are judging adoption on, how many people are spending Bitcoin on coffee. No, that's not. How many people in South Africa are in Zimbabwe are converting their useless Zimbabwe dollars into Bitcoin so that they can flee the country, or that they can spend their wealth won't be inflated away? How many people in Venezuela are doing that? How many people in Hong Kong are doing that so they can leave the country? These are different. These are measurements that I am interested in. I'm not interested in how many people are spending at Starbucks or at coffee place XYZ. So again, you can argue, it's got to be spendable. It is spendable. If people want to spend it, you can spend it. Nothing's stopping anyone. And all you Lightning Network freaks, you can work on that. I'm concerned. I know it was not invented to compete with Starbucks prepaid cards. And I get a lot of doomer emails. Well, just like guys, newsletter people that I don't know how they have my email address. Some of these people, I'm not going to mention one of them, but there's one specific. I get these emails, in the title, there's all this. The guy mentions gold, and I gotta be honest with everyone out there. I don't know what the heck is going on with gold right now. I don't know the price of gold. I never check the price of gold. I don't really read things that nothing catches. When I see gold, I don't click on an article to see, what is it at an all-time high? Is it how much higher is it than it was a few weeks ago, a few months ago? I have no interest in it. And I don't see how anyone can have any interest in it. What's the point? What's the point? So I see these headlines trying to get me to click on their emails because they're talking about gold. Gold is on a surge now. Yeah, so what? I mean, there's a lot of assets. It's so not tempting to me at all. So it's so in the past. Gold is old. So and some people try to oh, Adam, don't you diversify in the gold? No, I don't. For you newbies, I do not diversify in the gold, and to a point where I don't even know the price of gold right now. I know it went up. It was Peter Schiff started screaming about it, and then has it gone down since then? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Does it really affect our lives at all? It does not affect my life at all. So these people that are trying to sell their newsletters with, they're finally right about gold. And they're not. But whenever they get close, whenever it does, goes up $1 or whatever, they're bragging about it. They're not going to get. I don't know what they're expecting to get with these headlines. I don't know what they're really trying to do. It's an old formula. Maybe it used to work in the 1990s with subscription emails and stuff, but we are not in the 1990s anymore. It is. If you haven't switched into Bitcoin yet, you are you are in fax machine land. Okay, when email came out, okay, everyone started getting email, and you were the last dude with the fax machine. That's what when I see these emails from these random newsletter guys, that's what I think of. And it's just I am not in that world at all. And I know there's so many people that just have no care in the world about Bitcoin, to put it nicely. And that's me. Not about Bitcoin, about gold. They have no care in the world about gold. And that's putting it nicely, and that's where I'm at. But I am mentioning it because I'm wondering about you guys out there. Do you see these headlines? Do you get these spam freaking emails that it's finally the end? Gold is taking over. What? I have no clue what's going on in gold. All right, that is it. Oh, wait, there is one other thing. How could I forget this? CoinDesk has an article. Congress asked the Fed to consider developing a national digital currency. Yes, this is something that it was only a matter of time category. I've talked about this before. We're going to have FedCoin one day. And it seems like these guys, these congressmen, they see Facebook as a competitor. They see that people could opt into Facebook coin, into Libra. So I give them credit, though. Instead of trying to shut down Libra, these guys are trying to compete. They're saying, Fed, make us a Fed coin so we can crush Facebook coin, or we can, and hey, good for them. Let the people behind the US dollar create their own Fed coin. I have no problem with that at all. They're competing. They're not complaining. It's annoying when they try to stop Facebook from creating Libra because they're scared of it. But being scared of it is different than being like, okay, we're concerned about this and we're going to crush them with our own Fed coin here. So compete, don't complain. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. And is the Bitcoin Meister a Bitcoin maximalist? No, I'm not. I'm a Bitcoin firster, I say. I think that I don't like the term Bitcoin maximalist. I value my wealth in Bitcoin, but I think there'll always be other coins out there. I think it's fine for altcoins to exist and compete. I'm not into people wanting to destroy all altcoins, but Bitcoin is the only thing I've ever bought with US dollars. Bitcoin is the only thing I tell people they should hold. There's no point in getting Litecoin. There's definitely no point in getting Ripple and all that nonsense, the centralized stuff. The only thing I see a point in purchasing in terms of cryptocurrency, in terms of holding, is Bitcoin. So I'm a Bitcoin firster, I say. That's my own little term for me. So good question there. 2F the G. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, man. And someone says to hold some ETH. No, there's no. I know why the person is saying that, because right now Ethereum is undervalued. I would say, if someone asked me, is Ethereum undervalued now? I would say yeah, because I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist that thinks Ethereum is going to die. That I know Ethereum will. I'm in the real world. I see how many people are playing around with Ethereum and programming on Ethereum, and you might not like it, but there are people that are just totally into that world. They're totally, and it's a growing world. It's not like the gold world, which is like the fax machine world. Okay, the Ethereum world, it's different than Bitcoin, and it's growing. And sure, and the price of Ethereum has gone down a lot lately, thus to a point where I think it will go up again. But what's the point of speculating about that? What's the when you could just own the real thing, and that is Bitcoin? I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the links below. Pound that like button. Bookmark this channel, because there's a new show on here every day. You can bang the bell button too, but it doesn't really send people reminders. Get the shirts below. Click on the squares to see my recent shows. Spread the word on Twitter, people. That's the best way you can support the show. You don't have to do the super chats or send me whatever. Just retweet this stuff on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.